Welcome to the Pattern Recognizer. Most people are running programs they never chose. Today we expose one of those patterns, see exactly how it works, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. Picture a man at his kitchen table, a job offer in his inbox, and a single sentence at the end, decide later. He clicks away, answers a message, pours coffee, and by evening the offer is gone. Not because he was indecisive, but because the moment he deferred became the hinge that swung the door shut. Tiny pause, tiny yeses, tiny letters. They reroute entire lives. One deferral, one habitual not now, compounds until opportunity reads like a closed corridor. And in the pattern, the threshold habit. This is the pattern where micro moments, a pause before you answer, the hesitation to ask for more, the promise to start tomorrow, become gatekeepers of your future. Imagine a relationship where I'll say it later becomes a year quiet. Or the savings plan delayed by after the next paycheck. These are not isolated errors. They are a pattern with a mechanism. Let's expose the psychological mechanism. First, habit inertia. Each tiny threshold is a mini decision that leans toward the path of least resistance. Your brain prizes efficiency, so once a deferral becomes an option, it becomes the default. Second, loss aversion and micro-identity tags. Small choices become identity stamps. I'm the kind of person who leaves things for later. Those tags amortize across moments. They accumulate value. Third, micro-decision amortization. Every tiny not now reduces the friction of the next not now, like interest compounding on avoidance. The result is subtle but relentless. Small gates keep closing until the corridor you once imagined is no longer available. Now, the esoteric architecture, the energetic map behind those gates. Across traditions, doorways and thresholds carry meaning. They mark a change in state, a liminal geometry where intention meets form. A threshold is not merely a physical strip of wood. It is the hinge where inner identity translates into outer action. When a ritual touches a threshold, a small, repeated act, it reconfigures the local field. The space around that doorway responds. Repeated micro-rites shift the energy so that doors that once resisted now respond to a new frequency. That is why tiny practices matter. They tune the hinge. Reframe. Think of thresholds as hinged doors in a long corridor. Most of us grease the door only when it jams. But what if the hinge itself governs the entire corridor? One sticky hinge will make every doorway afterward squeak and stay shut. Oil that first hinge and the whole hallway moves differently. The micro choice is not trivial. It's the lever that rotates context. One shift at one hinge changes the torque for every choice that follows. One shift changes everything. Here is the practical lever, the threshold reset, a 90 to 120 second daily ritual you can do anywhere. Step 1. The signal. Stop for one clear breath whenever you notice a micro-threshold, a pause before answering, a later impulse, a small request you hesitate to make. Step 2. The statement. Speak one short sentence aloud. I open this door now. Step 3. The micro-action. Take one tiny irreversible movement toward the desired outcome, hit reply and write a single line, ask the question you meant to ask, move $1 into savings. Step 4. The anchor. Touch your thumb and forefinger together, and breathe steadily for 5 seconds. Repeat this sequence once in the morning and every time you catch yourself defaulting. Consistency for 3 days yields awareness. 7 days begins to retag identity. At 21 days, the corridor has a new set of hinges. Now let's do a 1-minute guided application. Sit upright. Eyes open, shoulders relaxed. Inhale a steady breath. Exhale. Notice any small threshold you are carrying now. A reply to write, a hesitation to ask. A choice you promised yourself you'd make later. Say it quietly in your mind. Signal. Take 1 deliberate breath. Statement. Say aloud, I open this door, now. Micro action. Choose 1 tiny movement. Type a single sentence. Click send on a draft. Move $1 to savings. Do it now. Anchor. Press thumb to forefinger and breathe for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Feel the hinge move? A subtle shift is the start of a new torque in your life. Recap: the threshold habit is the pattern that lets tiny pauses gatekeep destiny. Psychologically, it leverages inertia and identity tags. Energetically, it functions like a hinge in liminal geometry. Small rights retune the field. Your daily threshold reset is the oil for that hinge. Practice it consistently. Watch for early signs in 3 days. Feel identity shifts by 7, and expect measurable corridor changes around day 21. If you want the full protocols, chapter-mapped practices, and a structured 21-day threshold course, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com. The pattern is the prism. Awareness is the key. That is the pattern. That is the mechanism. And that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com.